Yo, yo. Sometimes you just can't understand what it takes to get this thing off the ground, and no technical problems. I have to do what I have to do. When I'm well. Anyway, I'm just glad to be here, and I'm glad that y'all right here to share. And it's going to be all right. We're going to talk about this thing and get it off right. Would you marry somebody who is ugly? Would you do it? Have you done it? If you've done it before, would you do it again? To some people, looks aren't the determining factor of whether they will get with them or not. For some people, they look at other redeeming qualities that they say would last longer than just looks. Now, on the negative side, some people associate good looks with low intelligence, disloyalty, being an airhead, being shallow, and not having a lot of the things that make you want to stay with somebody. They may have the things that make you want to get with somebody, but they may not have the things that make you want to stay with somebody. Do y'all disagree, or do y'all agree? What? But when we talk about would you marry somebody who was ugly, now we're not talking about somebody that you're just casually dating, or just trying to use as a placeholder or whatever. Not that that's a good thing to do, but people do it. Don't front, don't act like you've never been through it. Probably all of the people that you have dated, been engaged to, lived with, and probably married have all had the same level of good looks. Maybe all of them were a little middle of the road. Doesn't matter, but we're going to talk about it today, so let's chatter. What's going on, Health and Beauty Tony? Thanks for coming on through. Yes. Health and Beauty Tony said, clearly you've never been married, right? We're going to talk about it, be about it, get into it, get through it. I'm glad you came through. We're going to flow like fluid. That's true. So when you talk about somebody that you would go all the way to marriage with, a lot of people nowadays look at marriage as a business. You hear people talk about it all the time. Marriage is a business. Marriage is a business. It's a relatively new concept because I never heard my grandparents or the grandparents of my grandparents talking about marriage being a business. Of course, there are always business matters that you have to tend to, especially when you talk about a legal document and a legal binding, a legal commitment such as the most respected institution in the world, which is marriage. Legal marriage, because, I kind of believe that marriage has more to do with God and the people involved in the marriage rather than the state and the assets and But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. But we're going to talk about it because the state, one thing the state can't do is have any say so about what your attraction level is. So that's for us to talk about it. So let's get into it. Glad y'all came through. I'm sorry I'm late, y'all. I really am. But I'm going to tell y'all the truth. It was rough getting here today. I had all kinds of little things that I had to take care of today, and it wasn't going to go away. It wasn't something that I could put to the side. It wasn't something that I could say, hold up, I got to do this thing. No, I had to do that first, especially if we want to talk about business. If we want to talk about business, G. So let's get it popping. Urban Therapy with Sun 752. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. We do this every single Sunday from 11 a.m. till around 12:30-ish. I do know that it's like, what, 105? So let's say from 1 o'clock till around 2:30-ish. And the reason that we say 2:30-ish is because sometimes it gets so heated that we just have to do a little OT on a Sunday. And it is a Sunday. This is the show where adults come out and play with other adults. We laugh, we cry, we argue, fuss, and fight, go back and forth with each other, bust it up all crazy. We take an introspective look into our own personality to see the way that the universe projects us into this thing called the world and try to figure out this thing called life. I am your host, Sun 752, aka Omar with the and if you can't say Omar with the well, then you just say Omar with the R. It is the Urban Therapy with Sun show, and I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad that y'all showed up too. This might be better for some of y'all. You know, my people who don't like to get up in the morning, give myself a stretch up, a morning yawn, and the afternoon might be better for y'all. We can politic, we can talk about it, but when it's football season, ain't gonna be none of that starting at 1 o'clock stuff. I might have to already be in the house. All right, so let's talk about this topic today. Would you marry someone who is ugly? Would you do it? Just off the rip, you know, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about going into holy matrimony with somebody who is a little unsightly, someone who isn't exactly eye candy, not pleasing to the eye? What they say, what the old heads used to say, what they used to say, something like he or she ain't nothing to look at, something like that. I can't remember exactly how they put it, but you understand the concept fully and totally, right? What did they used to say? Well, when you were good looking, they would say, well, such and such is easy on the eyes. They are easy on the eye, easy on the eye, easy on the eyes. So I guess when you're not all that cute, now I'm not going to front. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. What I might think is good looking, somebody else might not think is all that good looking. Personally, I don't see how you can argue with a fat ass and big titties. I don't see how that could not be good. But there are plenty of men that I know who really like them skinny. I mean, look at Will Smith. He obviously has no value for a fat ass and big titties. Because Jada Pinkett is like my little brother who was 11. But nonetheless, there are plenty of men who like that sort of thing as long as they cute. So, you know, hey, who am I to argue with somebody else's attractions? What you eat don't make me shit, and vice versa. But when you talk about meeting someone, going all the way into the dating phase, and then that culminating into something as serious of a commitment as marriage, now we're talking about something real. We talking about something real. Health and Beauty Tony talking about, wow, yeah, I don't play. Yeah, I don't play. I don't play with what I think is good looking. And that's not to say that every woman I've ever dealt with had a fat ass and big titties. Sometimes they didn't have big titties. Sometimes they only had a fat ass. Sometimes they only had big titties and they didn't have a fat ass. You know, it ain't always easy to get both of them at the same store. It's not always easy to get that. You know what I mean? And, you know, to be honest with you, fat ass and big titties don't always deliver. If you know what I mean. It ain't all, let's just put it this way. Some things just have to stop at the looks level. Sometimes you just have to say, well, hey, that's the way it looked. Because the other things, like, I mean, well, the car looks like it goes fast. It looks like a fast car. Look, it got a spoiler in the back. It got that hood ornament in the front. Look at those tires. And when you start it up, it'd be like, woo. It looks fast. It even got racing stripes on it. Look, they painted flames. They painted flames on it. It looks fast. But that shit, it don't get from 0 to 60 in those 6 seconds. Takes a little bit longer. In other words, it's not built to compete. We're not going to take that out to the drag races. But it looks fast. I ain't going front. As long as I don't start it up, everything all right. It's the fastest parked car on the block. But it is what it is. But like I said, there's a process of when you first see somebody, because that's the initial attraction. And when you actually pursue that person, you know, talk to them, get their number, ask them out, talk to them for a while, whatever, you know, to the point where y'all go out on a date, see if y'all enjoy each other's company, maybe get into something that night, maybe not, you know, maybe set it up for the next time or the next few times. I mean, the benefits to messing around with somebody who isn't all that good looking, I can pretty much guarantee you that they're gonna be ready to. I mean, you ain't gonna have to. I'm telling you, chicks that don't look all that good, they be kind of hot. They be hot. They be ready to go. Like this meal is cooked. You know, a lot of times y'all pretty Johns, you know what I mean? A lot of times y'all pretty Johns, you got slow cook them. you got to leave that joint cooking for a minute. You know what I mean? But you know, joints that ain't all that cute. They like, yo, they microwave. Like this joint is ready to eat, serve and eat. If you know what I'm saying. Now, I can't speak for a woman as far as how men do it, but listen, I've known plenty of dudes that even by their own accounts weren't very good looking, but they were still getting much ass. So I'm like, especially if they were tall. In my opinion, if you a tall dude, if you over 6 feet tall, you don't have to be good looking. And I don't care what nobody say. If you are over 6 feet tall, you don't have to be good looking. Your height is your good looks. You don't have to try as hard. And I've seen that in real time, and I've seen it in practice. It's a fact. And don't let you play basketball. You're gonna get some ass, homie. You ain't got to worry. Yo, my man he's 6'3". I don't care if my man was 6'3", he looked like a monkey. I bet you he gonna get some ass. He guaranteed. Height for a man is fat ass and big titties for a woman. Straight lace. Height for a man is fat ass and big titties for a woman. And I'm not saying that just because I'm 5'10". I've seen it. In real time. I'm like, there truly is a top for every bottle. It's a top for every bottle. But when you start talking about the real intrinsics of a relationship, when you start talking about the real redeeming qualities of a person, when you start talking about the things that are above the surface, the things that last a long time, a lot of times people who aren't as good looking, I don't want to say ugly, but that is the title of the show, and in the title of the show. But I will say this, a lot of times, listen, if you want to be a king, you don't necessarily have to get with a queen. You're a king because you have servants. You're a king because you have peasants. You're a king because of your regal bearing and your ability to be majestic and rule over others. You're not a king just because you have a queen. That's just something that good-looking people say. Well, you got to have a queen if you're a king. I'm gonna tell y'all like this, in case you didn't know. If you gotta have a queen in order to be a king, then it stands to reason that you would have to have a king in order to be a queen, right? Right? Well, how do you explain Queen Elizabeth, the most popular queen in the world? How do you explain Queen Elizabeth, who never had a king? She was married to a prince, and the prince died a few years ago. Out of here. He never became a king. And by the looks of things, Queen Elizabeth ain't never going to die. She got that Green Mile juice in her. She got the Green Mile juice. So she going to live long as Tom Hanks and the mouse. If y'all saw the movie Green Mile, you know what I'm talking about. But she never had no king, and none of those princes, not the one she married, Prince Albert, rest in peace to Prince Al B. That's Easy Al B. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Prince Easy Al B. And And whether you're talking about William, the well, all them princes, Queen Elizabeth's son and his sons, and they ain't got no daughters. Whether you talk, none of them going to become kings. You're never going to have another king of England, never, because Queen Elizabeth ain't having it. You're going to live until So you don't have to have a queen in order to be a king, and evidently you don't have to have a king in order to be a queen. I'm saying all that to say this: a lot of times, people who are not as good looking, or are not as pleasing to the eye, have been associated with certain things like loyalty, like love, like being more affectionate, like being harder working, like being in there for the long haul. And I guess you could associate that with loyalty. But what I'm saying is they have been known to try to work things out, try to compromise more. They've been also associated with having higher intelligence, not being as shallow, having a value for things that are more concrete, things that are more substantial. Not saying that they're all like that, but that's also not what I'm saying when I'm not saying that all good-looking people are disloyal or don't or don't like or don't value things that are more substantial or are less intelligent or anything like that. I'm not saying. I know some very beautiful women, some very handsome men who are extremely smart, extremely hardworking, and extremely industrious, extremely very, very good mothers, fathers, brothers, sons, daughters, sisters, aunts, uncles, community people, community leaders, people who give back, people who give great instruction. I know plenty of good looking people who have all of that stuff, but a lot of them don't. Some of them straight fit the stereotype on some Chrissy Snow shit. I know some black Chrissy Snows. Yeah. I know some black Chrissy Snows. Like, yeah, I got to give it to you. Physically, you got it going on, shorty. But I can't talk to you for 10 minutes because it just ain't there. Brain power just ain't your thing. You're not there. You're not there with the brain power, man. I might take you out on the town, but one place I'd never take you to is the library. But it's cool. You got Google on your phone. Oh shit, it's full of gossip and celebrity. Okay. Well. All right, well. Look, everybody can't have everything, and everything ain't for everybody. I mean, mama damn. I need y'all to do something for me. I need y'all to hit that like button. I need y'all to share the show. And I need y'all to subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Urban Therapy with Son show. And we're talking about asking the question, would you marry someone who is ugly? No, I ain't say no somebody who wasn't all that good. I said ugly. Would you go all in? Would you go all in? Plenty of ugly people have been married. Whoopi Goldberg been married twice. All right, so y'all gonna come in here and try to say Whoopi Goldberg not ugly? Yes, she is. I'm not trying to hear that bullshit. You're not gonna sell me on that. She evidently has other redeeming qualities, none that I care to speak about because to me she's not even pretty on the inside. Like her shit fucked up. But hey, evidently there's something about Whoopi that's worth the ride. And it gotta be more than just it. Because any man that'll marry a woman just because she slob right, he's a dumb motherfucker. You got to be. Well, then that means that there are plenty of men who marry the chick just because. And we already know that plenty of men have married women because they was blessed between the thighs. They were divine in the thighs. What's going on? Let me give a shout out to my people before I answer these calls, before I take these calls. Okay. Got some people in here that don't come through all the time. That's what's up. You know what I mean? Emily Dunlap in the house. Thanks for holding it down. Thanks for coming on out. And my brother from another mother, Norris Hill. Sit back, relax, do your thing, Max, and chill. Stacy White, thanks for coming on through. I appreciate me some YOU. And Robbie Ming, my sis doing her thing. Yeah, she's something like a queen for a king. And my and Layla Harris. Yo, she got 2 names. Yeah, she's full of fame. And she got game. I ain't saying that she really got game, but I'm glad you came through. Word, and I see your name. And T Carrie Wright, morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going directly into your site. And KL Carrie Lennox, yo, she comes through. Well, glad to see you on your cell. What's up, man? What's up with y'all? Thanks for coming through. And my man Job Biggs is going on. That's my dog, my kid. Glad you came through. You did. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get to these. We have a call on the line. Caller with the last numbers 4828. Welcome to the Urban Therapy with Sun show. Thank you for holding. What's on your mind this Sunday afternoon? Was good.
Hey, yeah, you threw me off with your joke, so.
What joke?
Okay, to answer your question, all of them.
I ain't told a joke. It's all rad. It's all rad.
Okay, so this one, I don't know. This is kind of tricky because just to say, oh, would you marry somebody ugly? It's like, it's relative. You understand what I mean? So, I personally, I would say yes, because whoever I'm attracted to, enough to get married to is attractive in my eyes in some way.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not truly ugly. You understand what I mean? So like, I remember being in high school and I dated this guy that everybody thought was ugly. They thought he was so busted. People would send leaving little angry notes on my desk. Like, I can't believe you. And I'm like, it's really not that serious. But he was just, first of all, he was sexy as shit. And he treated me really, really nice. There were things about his face that other people didn't like that I actually liked. I liked his full lips. I liked his strong cheekbones. I liked all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Was he the most attractive man I had ever been with? Well, I only had one boyfriend. But you know what I'm saying? No, to date, he's not the most attractive one I've ever been with. But to date, people from high school still think he's busted. And I think that if a person has, and it sounds cliche, but if a person has a good heart and they treat you well, and they have all of these other redeeming qualities, then they're not really truly ugly, and you should be able to marry them. You're really not going to get to a point where you're even asking yourself that question if you're not attracted to them anyway.
Right.
You're not going to get to the point of saying, "Oh, can I marry this person?" If you're not, you have to be attracted to them. Now, a better question would be, can you marry somebody whose body you don't like? I can't do that. I cannot do that. I cannot do that. Your face could look like the bottom of my shoe. And I'd be like, okay, well, but like your body's all, I don't know, discombobulated, and you're not healthy. You don't have like healthy practices as far as your body is concerned. As far as exercise, maybe I happen to like broad shoulders. I can't fuck with it. I can't fuck with you if you don't have broad shoulders past a certain point. It's never going to get all the way there with me. We're never going to be serious in a serious relationship. I just like certain things. But, a face being compromised.
So hold on. you got a shoulder fetish?
Yes.
Yeah, like some men have a foot fetish. Women, you got a shoulder fetish.
Some women. Well, I like strong men. I like, and there's slim strong. There's medium. Like athletic build strong. There's Paul Bunyan strong, but I don't know. It's just something. It's like some women like tall guys. I don't really care if you're tall or short, but I can't look like I'm fighting for the both of us. I can't. I don't know. Something about a man with broad shoulders looks like he might be able to do something even if he can't.
Wow. Okay. Fair enough. But
I don't know.
that
Yeah,
that
that's
reminds
not
me of
that
that
ass to be
card.
pleased.
That reminds me of that card thing that I was talking about. The girl with the yeah. Yeah, it looks like the fastest car on the block. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as it's parked, nobody is going to outrun this car. But but no. Okay. My thing is, of course, anybody that you spend time around, anytime that you spend a ample amount of time with a person, you get to know them, get to find out where they come from, what they're really about, what they're trying to do in life, what their value system is. You'll probably find a lot of compatibility with the two of you. And even if you're not all that compatible, you may find an interest level in them that may surpass other people that you've known. Like, wow, this person is really different. And especially different than what you may have encountered before. But that initial attraction is how everything starts. And a lot of people try to ignore
Well,
this, but the initial attraction is the thing that gets the phone number. That's the thing that makes you want to talk a little bit longer. That's the thing that gets you to the point where you get to know a person, to where as you will date them, will go with them, will have sex with them, will marry them, will, go and take the extra steps, go the extra mile, whatever the case may be. So how do we get from that point? How do you raise the interest level in somebody that is not pleasing to the eye for you as other people may be? Well, one of the ways
you
that I
but
think it can happen, hold on a second. One of the ways I think it can happen is it can be based on your experience with other people that may have been really good looking, and some of the prejudices or stereotypes that you may hold against them, you may be trying to break out of, or get away from, separate yourself from. Like, if I've dated all red bones, like I got a red bone, I'm fetish. If you ain't light skinned, then I can't mess with you. But my experience with all red bones might have been like, yo, not only are they dumb, not only are they disloyal, not only do they all cheat, not only are they all high maintenance, not only do you have to be like their therapist, 4 or 5 times a day, not only do you have to talk them off of cliffs, not only are they insecure, not only are they suspicious, not only are they possessive, not saying that red bone chicks are like that, but if I was the type of man that painted myself into that type of into that corner of those types of women, and my experience always turned out the same with them, to the point where here I am generalizing, then I'm probably going to make a certain determination later on, like, hey, why don't I date a dark skinned chick? She'll be totally the opposite of the red. Like, there's no guarantee that she's going to be the opposite of that, but in our short-sightedness, we may look at things that way, or base things on our experience, as if our experience with certain things hold the key to the truth that we are in search of. And it doesn't always work that way. So, but this might explain why somebody might might initially give somebody who wasn't all that good looking to them a shot, and ultimately follow through, and maybe even go all the way to the point where they get married. Now, as Black people, we grew up seeing a whole lot of colorism and insecurity that still exists today. And it's funny when you hear the people that participated in that foolishness when they were younger try to act like they never was doing that before, or like they're totally opposite or indifferent than they were before. And I'm just like, yeah. Well, I will say this: you have some new clothes. But anyway, back to what you were saying.
Well, giving somebody a shot because they're different than what you're used to is not the same as getting to the point of marriage.
Mm-hmm.
It's just two different levels.
It is.
It's just two
Absolutely.
different levels.
Absolutely.
So even when there's Beauty and the Beast, the Beauty and the Beast couples, you'll hear beauties always say, well, most times you'll hear whoever the beauty is, it could be the guy or the girl, say, I fell in love with their heart or their this or their that, and and then I came to realize that they were beautiful, blah blah blah. You know, but it's like there has to be, like you said, there has to be something that encourages physical attraction as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
it's just not so cut and dry. Like you ugly, but you nice, so fuck it, let's get married.
Well, is it possible that sometimes when we see people the first time, all right, let me put it this way. I've met people that I really didn't think that were all that good looking at first, but somewhere along the line, I was like, wait a minute, they're really not that bad. They all right. What is it about that first time that you saw them that may not have attracted you to them? Could it be the way they wore their hair, the way they were dressed? I mean, these things actually can either enhance features or um or mess those features up to the point where you might turn away from somebody that might be otherwise good looking. You know how you as a woman, I'm sure that you have had friends who were very good looking who didn't really think that they were all that, or they may have thought that they were good looking when they did this or that, or when they had on this or that, or when they wore makeup or something like that. And you might have been like, no, you're actually naturally pretty, but you seem to believe that you're better looking when do this, that, and the third. So it could be that you saw them on the days when they really thought that they was up on their shit, and you looking like, no, I don't really like that. They're not really all that cute. And then you might have seen them on a day where they really thought they were having a down day or weren't that good looking. Like makeup is one of those things. It is. It's just one of those things. Women swear they look great with it, and I just totally disagree. I've never seen a woman who looks better with makeup. I've seen a woman that looks less flawed with makeup, but I've never seen a woman that looks better with it. But that's just me, and that's an opinion, and I understand that. But maybe, for example, if I saw her on a day when she had on a lot of makeup, and I was like, nah, that's fraud central. That's profile picture looks right there. I ain't with all that. You know what I'm saying? And maybe when I saw her on a day where she might have thought she was slumming and bumming, and I'm like, oh shit. Yo, you need to put the mascara and the Maybelline, and you need to get a step away from the MAC counter, ma. You know what I mean? You got it all wrong. But they get mad when you tell them that, like, nah, what the fuck is that? You tell me I look better without makeup on. I mean, I've heard women actually get mad about that shit. I'm like, oh, okay. I know what God made out of you.
I know what you're talking about.
What God made out of you is just. But all of this might explain why or how you would be might be initially attracted to somebody who wasn't all that good looking to you, and it may have progressed to the point where you're like, nah, actually they fly. Actually, pretty dope. Actually, I thought I was dating like a 4 or a 5, but they more like a 7 or 8. And that's all opinion based. It's all opinion. It's all
It really is.
opinion.
I haven't done that in person. Usually, I know right away if I'm attracted to you in person. However, with the age of online everything, not necessarily online dating, but this social media, um, I have run into something like in a lot of discussion groups, and I've seen somebody's picture and be like, yeah, I've not been impressed or whatever, or maybe I shouldn't say not been impressed, but I didn't feel any, anyway. And then there have been people who I just straight up did not think what they were attractive. Um, and then I saw them in person, and I was like, well, good goddamn. Hold on, wait, hold on. Let me holler at you for a minute. So that's happened before. Um, you know,
It was those Adidas. It was those Adidas.
Pictures aren't always pictures aren't always kind. So that's liable to happen. I'm sure there are a lot of people who can relate to that happening.
Yeah.
But usually, whether or not you're attracted to somebody in person pretty much immediately.
I think so.
I just don't see a lot of people getting married to someone who they really think is ugly, unless they're being an opportunist. Like I have a lot of guy friends, so there are a couple in the pack that got married to women who they thought were ugly. The rest of us were like, you ugly. She looked good, but they thought she was ugly. But the woman had, she had her own house. They both had their own cars, but she had her own house. She had a really, really great job, great credit, and so, and she was really into, him, whichever guy it was.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, well, no other woman has ever been into me like this. Plus, she got good head game, good job, and so they went ahead and married this woman. She's all crazy in love, and he's like, this chick is ugly, but I'm still gonna marry her.
More redeeming qualities.
I don't whose.
No. I'm saying they evidently some of these women who their men may have thought weren't all that good looking had more redeeming qualities, just like you were talking about. I mentioned some of the ones that you were talking about too, had a good job, and just like you said, there are people out here who are opportunistic. So they're like, she in the 6-figure range and I'm not anywhere near there. So, I can have things that I won't have with Terry over here. Terry over here from In Vogue, who ain't working right now. You know what I mean? Terry, the money ain't coming in. You cute and all of that, but I gotta get over here with Martha. Martha doing big things. Plus Martha love me. You know what I mean? I'm in love with Martha, and she's in love with me. And when we get together, oh, so happy. Anyway, there are people out here who were married for money, married for prestige or status. There are plenty of people out here who do that kind of thing. So it's like, you marry somebody that's a multi-millionaire or whatever. You letting the money speak for her looks. Like, y'all know what it is. I'm about to pull off in this Maybach, and you over there, Nissan Maxima. Nothing is wrong with a Nissan Maxima. I love a Nissan Maxima, but you know what I'm saying. A Maybach versus a Nissan Maxima. I mean, what we talking about? Like a Maybach, you're not even driving your own car. You're in the back seat, cold chilling. Mm-hmm. No, don't nobody get chauffeured in a Nissan Maxima. It's a very nice car, though. Mm-hmm. I've always liked the Maxima, but I'm just saying this is an example, and it's an example of how people might go all the way to holy matrimony, mm-hmm. and a lifetime of potential. Well, you know what? What a lot of
I never felt like he was like. I never felt like he really thought she was beautiful. Like it just, I don't know.
Oh wow! I thought you were saying the opposite way. I thought you were saying like he wasn't good looking and Mary was, but you think
He's not.
okay,
He's not.
but you don't think
But
that he
you know,
valued
but
her looks?
nope. But I don't like now. I don't think he's good looking, right? But he never treated her as if he thought she was good looking. So you know, he treated her like she was a bum chick, and she ain't no bum chick.
She might but you know me not being close to this situation, is it possible that initially he was all in, but
No.
once he signed on the line, it was like, here's the situation here, Mary.
I know somebody who's close to the situation. So
Okay.
and yeah, like a family member,
well,
an immediate family member.
Here's the thing. We know that Mary J. Blige, well, for those who don't know, Mary J. Blige has a history of depression. She's battled it since she was very young. She has a history of insecurity. You know, she always felt like she was second best, even though she's one of the greatest ever, maybe the best. As far as being a complete artist, I mean, I think it's hard to beat her. And he had children. Mary J. Blige don't have no kids. So I can see how it would be a good look for him if he could capitalize off of her insecurity and make sure that she financed the whole mission.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all I really want is to be happy, to find a joint that's weak. It would be so sweet.
Oh, wow.
My bad. Mary J. Blige is a strong woman. And Monet is even stronger.
Oh, wow.
I can't take it. All right, hold on. All right, chill. We have other callers on the line. All right, we're going to take the callers in the order that they requested to speak. We're going to take caller with the last numbers 2192, and then after that, caller with the last numbers 0976. Okay, so caller with the numbers 2192. Welcome to the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. Thank you for holding. What's on your mind this afternoon? What's good?
Shalom, brother. Shalom, sister on the panel.
Much peace.
Good topic, man. I want to speak my little piece on it. I think first off, I want to say I think it's a preference. I think beauty and the beauty of the eye. I think it's a preference. It's a personal thing. It's a preference that each individual would have. But with saying that, it's kind of like this. I use my intellect and my brain more of like a repellent kind of, and it kind of works, but it goes to say this, like a woman could have everything. She could have a butt, boobs, she could have a pretty face, you know, and just by her attitude and the way she do things could make her look ugly. You know, I've been around females that I would deem as like, yo, she a bad bee, like, or you like you know, like got it all together, you know. But in reality, they like they make broke look good, you know what I'm saying? Or they have a lot of problems underneath all that, like you know, that come along with that. So it's kind of like that, like it's not really for me. I'm not speaking for everybody, but for me, like a lot of shit can turn me off fast. Just put it like that. A lot of shit can turn me off on a person real fast, just by the way you move with yourself. Because I can say for a fact, I like a girl with a big butt. You know what I'm saying? I want you to have some boobs or whatever, but I like a pretty face. I like a female with a pretty face, no matter what. Now, with that being said, even though I said the first thing I said was I like a girl with a big butt, I never really had a girl with a big butt. I always had flat asses. Even though that's my preference, I always had flat asses. But they was pretty. They were pretty. They were pretty women. But it's just the fact that yeah, we like what we like, but it's certain things that turn you on to what you like. And it could be people around you that makes your self esteem go down as well. Because when I was younger, people used to make fun of my lips because I always had big lips. You know what I'm saying? And I always so that made me insecure as coming up younger. You know, and then being light skinned. You know what I'm saying? So it's I always looked at myself like I was uglier than what I was. Now that I look back on pictures and stuff, I'm like, bro, either a lot of motherfuckers was hating on me or something because like, and I get what y'all was saying because it's there's no there's no warm spot. It's either you too hot or you too cold. It's either you ugly or you just too pretty for anybody to fuck with. So they skip over you and they other. I see a lot of fat dudes with pretty women, like you know what I'm saying. I'm like, damn, how the hell did he get her, or how the hell did she get him? Like how did they end up together? Like I ask myself that sometimes too. It's like, but it's all beauty in the eye, I guess. And then in some cases, and it goes for women and men. They chase the bag, you know. I get it.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, your initial attraction may be the thing that gets you with a person, that links you up with a person. But after a while, you're probably going to start looking for a little bit more to keep you in the game. You know, as good as Gatorade might do at replenishing your electrolytes and all of that, it's not going to make you win no game.
You go clinch.
Yeah, right. So when it really comes down to it, you're going to need somebody that will be in the game with you and that will really rock out and ride hard with you. You know how brothers are extremely obsessed and concerned with loyalty. Even if we're somewhat disloyal and definitely lacking in the faithful department, but they want a woman that's going to always be there. We talk about it all the time, ride or die. And I need a chick, that's down. I need a chick that's that's going to ride, that's going to be there. Blah 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 blah.
I'm glad you brought that up. I'm not gonna cut you off, but when you finish, I'm gonna build on that with you, bro. I'm glad you brought that up. That's a strong part.
So yeah, we talk about that all the time, and a lot of brothers complain when they don't get that from the women that they're dealing with, even if they haven't returned that, they haven't reciprocated that, they haven't been even or balance that out in any type of way with their woman. And even at times when they have stretched the boundaries of faithfulness and loyalty so much to the point where women really should probably make their own man their own enemy, but they still expect and require loyalty and complain about not having the loyalty from their women. Maybe they figure if they get with a woman who is not so beautiful, is not so sought after by other men, that is not so desired by all, that is not so appreciated by all, maybe they'll have a better opportunity or a better chance to be able to keep them in the box and make sure that they never run away, or that
maybe
they represent.
Why most of those relationships don't work out, because shit, like nobody really wants somebody that nobody wants. Everybody wants somebody that somebody, nobody ain't gonna want somebody that nobody wants.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody just goes to the dumpster bin and just pick up shit, because no, they leave that shit there because nobody wants it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody wants somebody that nobody wants. So like, you're not gonna want to walk like no matter what, like the lady said, like maybe it's something that you after, or like, I don't know. But I don't see people walking around with somebody that they don't think that somebody else wants, whether you believe it or not. But as in, to
wait a minute, wait, hold on. Are you sure about that? Because if you
walk around with somebody,
yeah, because if you're dating somebody
that nobody wants.
Well, think about it. If you're dating somebody that you personally consider to be not good looking or that you consider to be ugly, aren't you choosing somebody that nobody wants?
But that's what I'm saying. You choosing it. You don't really want that. If you had an option to where you didn't have to, you wouldn't go to that person. I'm saying, like, if you had the option and that person was there, like, no, you choosing to go to that person. Like, they downgrade. That's downgrade. You know what I'm saying? That's like thinking less of yourself type. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's what I'm saying. Nobody really, in your mind, nobody wants to be with somebody that nobody wants to look at. Everybody wants a trophy that they can parade around. Everybody wants some, like, you're not gonna want nothing. If you do, it's because you already had that. You know what I'm saying? Like you said before. If you do, it's because you already had somebody that was a trophy before. Then you like, okay, I've been in that situation before. I know what it looked like. I know what it smelled like. I know what it tastes like. So I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? Other than that,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the history that you have with somebody can have a really big impact on what you will choose next time. One thing is for sure, nobody wants to get burnt again. Nobody wants to get hurt again. Nobody wants to get played again. Nobody wants to get embarrassed, to get humiliated, to get left out there looking like a fool again. Nobody wants that. Although although plenty of us who say we don't want that, we go straight to people who guarantee that we're going to that are guaranteed to give us that time after time after time. But there comes a time when you might just say, you know what, even though I'm going about this the wrong way, I'm going to make sure that I take out some insurance to make sure that this doesn't turn out the way that the other ones turned out. So in your mind, you may be thinking that you are making a choice that's better for the other person, for the whole situation, and for yourself. But at the end of the day, you're really just looking out for yourself. And I don't think that it's wrong to be somewhat selfish in your choosing of a partner. I mean, you want somebody for you. You don't want somebody for somebody else. You want somebody for you. You need somebody to be there for you and yours, not somebody that's going to be out there for everybody else or whatever. You didn't marry We Are the World. You married the You Are Mine. I'm sure there's a song called that. Okay, all right, whatever. But hold on though. We have another call on the line. I want to make sure that everybody get their chance to say what they need to say. So as promised before, caller with the last number is 0976. Welcome to the Urban Therapy with Sun show. Thank you for holding. What is on your mind this afternoon? What's good?
Yo.
You there?
Can you hear it?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, hey guys. Listen, I wanted to just thank you guys for this program. I think it's really helpful. We're super interesting. So you know how Valentine's Day was last weekend, right?
Yeah.
So I got a selfie, a picture from my wife who was looking real fine, real nice. And I was debating whether or not I should share that selfie on my Instagram. You know what I mean? It was like a real good picture of her, like lingerie, looking real good. And I was like, oh, should I share it? So I asked her, and I was like, hey, can I put this, picture on my Instagram? It looks real good. We can share it. And she said yes, but I still haven't posted it yet because I'm not sure if it's supposed to be just for me or if it's something I should share. I'm curious if you guys have any advice on that.
If you had to ask, then yeah, I think it was just for you, probably.
Well, the thing is, what would be your motivation for sharing it or not sharing it? What are your real concerns?
So I think there's a lot of guys out there who would love to see my wife, you know, in that lingerie looking good, and I can share it with them.
Who does that? Who does that? Come on, bro. Now you're gonna share a picture of your wife lingerie.
I don't. Hey, maybe that's what. Maybe don't judge the brother. Maybe that's what he's like. I don't judge. Hey,
So you think I should share it, or should I share it,
I
or
don't
should
know.
I keep it private?
Is that something that y'all do? Is that something that's I don't know. That's not part of my culture. That's not culturally wise. Like, yeah, I believe in multiple wives, but I don't believe in sharing my wives.
Let me
But I don't knock you. But I don't knock you though. That's cool.
let me ask you a couple of questions here. Now you say that this is a picture of your wife in lingerie. Do you normally post pictures of your wife fully clothed?
So my wife, she used to be kind of doing some modeling, you know, back in the day a little bit. So there's some stuff online with her that's like in bathing suits and things like that. So this isn't crazy. She has worse stuff online, but you know, I wanted to share it publicly because I think a lot of my friends, a lot of people publicly would really want to take a look at it. But I'm conflicted.
Yeah, like I said, like I was asking you though, do you normally post pictures of your wife? Is that something that you normally do, or will this be a new thing for you?
This is a new thing for us.
Oh, then I wouldn't do it then. If it was a situation where I've posted pictures of me and my wife or my wife in jeans, dresses, a snowsuit, with us on vacation or something like that, then this wouldn't be something that was new or something out of the ordinary. But for depending on how revealing the lingerie was or whatever, I don't think that would be appropriate for that to be the first time that you ever posted a picture of your wife and you're letting the rest of the world see what you see of her privately. I think that's a little weird. The choice is yours, but yeah, if this was going to be my first breakout picture of my wife, it's probably not going to be that one.
The thing is, on that picture, you can kind of see a little bit of a nip slip. You know what I mean? But it's not too. You got to look closely.
Oh, you trying to post it on Pornhub?
No, Instagram.
Oh, okay.
What's
your account? I'm gonna go follow you.
I can't. What's the motivation?
Listen, I'm going to say it like this.
Yes, go for it. She said,
here's the thing. She said, yes, I can post it, but you know, if it was just between us, maybe it's just for me. I kind of want all my friends online to see it though.
Why?
Yep. All your friends see her nips.
Why do you want all your friends to see that?
It's a trophy, bro.
Yeah, but you married the trophy. Like, how long you been married to your wife?
Almost 22 years.
Damn.
Let me get this straight. So
post it and say, and the caption should be, "This is why I've been married 22 years." Right there. That nipple right there. Why I've been married 22 years. I mean, don't need permission from us. Go for it. She's with it. What we think doesn't even matter. Post that nip, bro. Like, go for it. That's why you've been there for 2 decades. Go for it.
So you've been married to your wife. You've been married to your wife for 22 years. How long have you had your Instagram account?
Maybe 5 years.
And you've had your Instagram account for 5 years. So the first picture you're going to post of your wife in your Instagram account of 5 years is a picture where people can see her nipple and things like that. Well, listen. Let me ask you this: is your wife a good-looking woman? You said she did some modeling, but there are a lot of different models. Is you consider your wife to be a good-looking woman?
Beautiful. She's a solid 10. Unbelievable. I can't believe I still get to have sex with her.
After 22 years, you can't believe that you get to have sex with her?
I'm sorry.
After 22 years, you're still totally smitten and all in enamored, huh?
That's what's up. That's what's up, though. Oh,
It's like a new present every day, huh? Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Well,
new present for everybody.
Right. But back to what we was talking about. So one of the ways that this can go down, is like, when we start talking about marriage, and when we start talking about your attraction for somebody, we're talking about something that's very serious and very personal to somebody. Just like the caller was wondering if he should post a picture of his wife, for everybody to see and all of that kind of stuff. People struggle with that every day. People struggle with people in relationships who are deeply into social media. Struggle every day, argue a lot, fuss and fight a lot about why are you hiding me? Why don't you post me? If you see memes like if you can't post them, that's because y'all ain't supposed to be together, all that kind of stuff. And there can be a lot of pressure by people that you don't know to to pretty much show what you have and allow yourself to be put out there and be scrutinized. But if you're not pleased with the looks of somebody that you're dating or somebody that you have married or whatever, even privately, I don't see why you would want to put that out there. But if you're going to do that, if you're going to play those games, then you need to play it full throttle. If you're going to get in that race, then run it like it's the race of your life. Don't get in there and start holding your ankle and hamstrings and all of that kind of stuff, talking about you didn't stretch first and all that kind of stuff. Do it. Go ahead, play all the way. Because either you are attracted to who you're with or you're not. And if you're not attracted to somebody that you're with, you may feel bad about that, because sometimes you can be put into a situation where the relationship, quite frankly, has run its course. For example, this is a topic that gets the ire of a lot of women, but there are situations where some men have married women that were very, very good looking to them when they first started, when they first met and when they first started going together, and even when they got married. And then they may have done something with their weight that started to decrease that attraction level. Now, a lot of people will tell you that it's wrong and shallow to break up with somebody or discontinue your relationship with somebody because they don't look like you want them to look anymore. But I take attraction very seriously. And I don't think that would be a very good solo reason to break up with somebody. But not being attracted to somebody goes deeper than just not liking the way they look. And attraction is not only your physical looks, it's also your energy. It's also your personality. It's also, other things that we can't even really point to that may come to the surface when you really think about whether you are happy with somebody or not. So it's not for too many people to say how it should go and how it shouldn't go. But if you and it's not just a one-way street. A lot of y'all probably thinking that I'm talking about like when you meet a woman and she's thinner or whatever, then she has babies and stuff like that, and then she blows up and whatever, and now you want to break up with her, you want to divorce her and all of that. It's not always that way. Sometimes a man likes a woman who is big, and he might not realize he's dealing with a woman who's very insecure about her weight, and then she goes and gets lap band surgery or liposuction or gastric bypass or some shit like that. Now she done got all thin and she running around here like a superstar, like look at me, and he like, skinny ugly bitch looking all sucked up.
Yo, bro, while you bring that up, you know what comes to mind is that one thing that I never wanted to happen to me is that I hope it never happens to me. Like I don't think it will, because I'm not gonna put myself in that situation, but like letting a girl go, a lady go, a female go that you deem as ugly or not attractive, and then she just fucking blossom out of nowhere and she become that 9 and 10 that you never thought that you seen in her. I've seen a lot of those, and I've seen a lot of the ones like that were pretty in the beginning start to devalue and deteriorate on the back end. So I've seen a lot of the flip happen. You know what I'm saying? So I never want to put myself in a situation to like, you know what I'm saying, let a female or a woman go because of the way she solely looks like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like we bring the best out of each other, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I feel like without sounding real peevish, I feel like I can make a bitch, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't care if you ugly, you know what I'm saying? I got enough beauty for the both of us, even though I'm an ugly ass nigga too, but still.
Well, one thing is guaranteed in life. Yeah, one thing is guaranteed in life, and that's change. No matter what you do in your life, you're going to change. There's no way you're going to look or 100% act the same way that you did when you were 10 years younger than you are now. You're going to change. You're going to experience that. Some people will change for the better. Some people will start to deteriorate or start to change for their detriment. But you will change. Now, when you I would imagine, and this is going to sound crazy. I would imagine that people who would date or marry somebody that they thought was ugly probably thinks, nah, they already ugly. It ain't gonna get no worse. I got stability here. Well, that's not necessarily true. You know.
So you can get uglier.
Hey, if you run fast, can't you go? If you run fast, can't you run slower? You know what I mean? If you jumped high, can't you jump lower? You're not going to be able to keep things up the same way that you did. You know what I'm saying? Gravity takes center stage in all areas. But thinking that you're going to secure the bag of somebody that is going to stay exactly the same as when you got them, that's actually baby thinking. That's immature as hell. It's not forward thinking at all. Like, yeah, you might be able to achieve that as long as you don't live past age 30. You might be able to do it. But as you start to get older, you're going to change. Your mind is going to change. Your ways are going to change. A lot of things are going to change, even if they look the same or feel the same to some people. The change is going to come, and hopefully, people would be forward thinking enough, aware of future possibilities enough to know that in order to deal with the change that I'm going to experience with somebody else, I'm going to have to make sure that I understand the change that's happening within me. But I don't think that a man or woman is 100% wrong because somebody that they used to be extremely attracted to is no longer attracted to them. I don't think that they're wrong for making moves to terminate that. Why? So my desires are unimportant in this union. Well, I'm not so sure. I'm not sure if I give a fuck about that. Shoot. I mean, did I give a fuck? Did I give a fuck what anybody thought when I was getting with somebody? Well, why should I give? If not, why should I care if somebody cares about me breaking up with somebody? I have my own reasons. Okay, it's not politically correct to say that I broke up with my wife because I wasn't attracted to her anymore. So I'll say that we had irreconcilable differences. Because that and it's true. We couldn't agree. We couldn't agree. I needed her at 250 pounds. She went down to 150 pounds. I couldn't take it. You know what I'm saying? I did not sign up. I did not sign up for crystal meth. I ain't do that. You know what I'm saying? I signed up for half chicken platters in grape juice. So yeah. But yeah, listen, being with somebody, especially in a marriage, the level of commitment that it takes in order for a marriage to be able to stand on its own and last through the test that time will definitely present to it. That's not an easy thing. Some things have to be put in place from the beginning. They're not always done that way, but it's the least you can do for yourself. But yeah, marrying somebody because they were ugly, or marrying somebody who was ugly because you've had bad luck with other people who were good looking. People do it. People do it. Shoot, we do it in ways that sometimes we laugh at, but this shit is real. How many times have I heard people say, I'll never date a Leo again? I'm like, all right. You know what I'm saying? They be dead serious. Oh, I ain't fucking with them Scorpios. No Scorpios. You know? So if we say things that we think are lighthearted, but we mean them, in one way, what's to make us think that we won't mean them in another way? Hold on, y'all. We have another caller on the line. Caller with the last numbers 3204. Welcome to the Urban Therapy with Sun Show.
Hi guys. I have a question. 2 questions. Is it okay?
Yeah, it's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. The first question I have is anybody on the panel, you brothers, ever been married before?
I've never been married before.
Okay. Then the next question I want to ask is, what is it that attracts you or the people on the audio with you or the broadcast? What is it that attracts you men, about a woman the most?
Well, it could be a variety of things, but when you think about the word attraction,
can you give me one moment, please? I have somebody at the door because I do want to hear your answer. Please, one moment. Thanks.
Sure. I'll say in her absence, this show hood as hell. I'll say that, when it comes to attractiveness, there are a whole lot of things that can embody somebody being attracted to somebody. A lot of things, a lot of times there are. What I was saying was, are you back?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yes, I'm back, bro.
What I was saying was, when it comes to attractions and attractiveness, there can be a lot of things, physical and non-physical, that may be attractive. Some things that you can clearly see, and some things that you may not be able to see. Like, I honestly believe hold on a
I'm
second.
asking you a question. What is the most thing on a woman or about a woman that attracts you as a man?
Well, in the beginning, I like a woman who's good looking. So I'm going to be attracted to a woman that I think looks good to me. That's number one. So whatever that is, whether we talk
Okay,
about
do she
face or
have to have
body,
long hair, weave hair, or what kind of hair, or nails, or what is it that attracts you? The hair or the body, or just questions I'm asking.
well, I
Because I'm a
don't.
relationship coach. I'm a relationship coach, so I really do need a lot of input from men right now.
Well, I'll tell you like this. This must be the first time you ever listened to the show. So,
Yes.
all right, I'll tell you like this. I like a woman who has a fat ass and big titties. But not every woman that I've been in, not every woman that I've been with has a fat ass and big titties. And like I was saying earlier in this show, not every woman that I've dated that had a fat ass and big titties had other things about them that were good. Sometimes even the ass and titties weren't that good. It didn't guarantee that their sexual performance was going to be that great and all of that. But that will attract me. It will get a phone number. It will get the party started. Now, how long I'll stay at the party? We'll see. Whether I'll enjoy myself at the party, that's a whole different story. But although my initial attractions may have some type of shallow, what people might consider to be shallow qualities, when it really all comes down to it, I can't be with a woman that, first of all, is not a real woman to me. I don't like women who are very insecure. I like a woman who's confident. I like a woman who knows what she can do and does it. I like women who are creative. I like women who can sing, women who can dance, women who can sew, women who can craft, women who are smart, women who can read well, things like that. Like I like talent. I like talent. I like ability. I like skill. I like affection. I like love. I like depth of conversation. I like a woman I can talk to for 2 hours and not be like, oh my God, I can't get that time back.
Yeah.
And I need it. So yeah. I need a mental connection.
I can see why you're not married, bro, because not cutting you off. I can see why you're not married yet, because that kind of woman that you just described is very hard to find.
No, they're not.
Especially with our black women.
No, they're not hard to find, ma. Hold on. Every relationship.
So why you not married yet?
Because I haven't wanted to be. Whoa, slow down. I'm not married because I haven't wanted to be married. But I will tell you this. Every relationship that has ended with me, it was my fault. It wasn't their fault. I've never broke up with a woman because she wasn't this or wasn't that or nothing. No, it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? I have some personal issues that need to be worked out. But I have been proposed to before, and trust me, had a few people had it their way, I would have been married a long time ago. So in my mind, if you're with somebody for a long time, that's all the marriage you need. I don't need the state to co-sign anything that I do, because the state doesn't step in and decide whether I make my woman happy or not, or whether she enjoys my company or not. The state doesn't say anything about that. Only thing the state is concerned about is how do you divvy up the money. That's all the state cares about. How y'all gonna divide up the assets in the what do they call it when you get in the divorce proceeding?
The government assistance, bro.
No. That's not the word I'm talking about. I'm talking about the things that you divide in a marriage when you when not alimony, community property, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
The state is more concerned about your material dealings, and I'm not concerned about all of that. But no, there are plenty of great black women out there. And I've actually never been in what I would call a bad relationship. You know what I'm saying? So,
Hmm.
but a man and a woman have to,
Wow.
but a man and a woman have to be able to work it out. I've never been with a woman that didn't that wouldn't cook for me, clean for me, do whatever I needed her to do. That's not the case. That's not my case. Now, other men can complain about that, but now I can't say none of that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what was your complaint then? Just one of your relationships, so I could throw it back at my audience when I come on my platform.
Well, I'll just say,
coach. What was one of your complaints that you didn't like about one of your women or relationships that you was in?
I'm just going to say this because I'm not really going to. I'm not going to, out of respect to them, I'm not putting all of that out there. Not today. But with this is what I'll say.
No name.
But this is what I'll say. No, because people. Anyway, I'll say this: things run its course, and when things run their course, not everything is able to be repaired. Sometimes things are able to be repaired, and some things are irreparable. And when it gets to the point where things are irreparable, you have to make a decision. And I made mine, and I've never made a decision that I didn't think was the right decision when it came to that. But no, I don't have those kind of complaints about it.
I mean, this is a therapy for relationships or whatever like that. I just would really like you to just give me an answer, like a point blank answer. What was one of the problems that you had? Did she talk too much? Did she argue, or what was it? Just one, relationship that you had, just to help the audience who's listening.
No, I've said all I needed to say.
Okay. Well, thank you, bro. Thank you. When your show come on, I come back on another time.
We're on every weekday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Every weekday at 7 p.m. Okay, brothers. Thank you, bro. Have a great day.
All right, you have a good one.
Okay.
All right, we getting ready to wrap this thing up here. We got a few minutes left. Got a few minutes. But yeah, and thank you, caller, for calling in. I appreciate it mucho. Hope to hear from you again. But yeah, like I was saying, some things run its course. So if you're dating somebody that you think is ugly and that won't run its course also, then you're probably making the same mistakes that somebody. You know how people, even though y'all might not be able to get this correlation, but people do it all the time. You know how people say that they'll never buy a used car because they think that a used car is going to be full of maintenance problems, and they're going to have to put a lot of money into the vehicle, so they'll get a brand new car and that car won't cost them money. And then some people buy a new car and they realize, like, yo, this car is still having maintenance issues. I still have to put gas in it. I still have to get regular oil changes. I still have to make sure that the tires are okay. I still have to get brakes changed and things like that. You still have to perform routine maintenance. So if you get a used car, a lot of people complain that they don't know enough about the car to take that chance. But you think that you know a lot about a new car to take the chance. But when it really all comes down to it, you don't know anything about either the used car or the new car. What you do know is that you're willing to take a chance on one rather than the other because you believe that the return on one will be greater than the other. And it doesn't always work out that way. So for people out there who decided like, nah, those girls with the fat asses, the big titties, and them real pretty chicks, no more of them. Get me an ugly girl, make her my wife. I ain't got to worry about these niggas chasing after her. I ain't got to worry about nasty text messages, dick pics. I ain't got to worry about I ain't got to worry about somebody not thinking that I'm a king or telling me that I can't do this or that I'm not all of that. She'll just be happy with me, and she'll do everything I want, and she'll be everything that I want. And you realize, like, oh, this chick that you said ain't so good looking, she don't suffer from low self-esteem. You suffer from low self-esteem. You thought you was gonna get an ugly chick that was gonna treat you like you was a king or some shit. You got low self-esteem. Mm-hmm. She didn't do everything you wanted to do. And just like my man who called on the show tonight, just like he was saying, you know, she might blossom into to this. Listen, not everybody's best years are in their younger years. Not everybody. I've known some people that time has done very well for. So, you know, some chicks that I know that in high school or in their teenage years was like, but they came into their own in more ways than just the physical ways. They came into their own. They went from being a girl into being a woman. And I've known some dudes too. I've known dudes who couldn't dress, couldn't dance, couldn't relate, couldn't do a whole lot of things. They got a little older and they found themselves. They found themselves and they found their niche. They found that one thing. Confidence is a bitch, man. When you find something that you're really good at, I think that it physically raises your attractiveness level, your level of attractiveness, because confidence is something that when you see it, I'm not talking about somebody overconfident. I'm not talking about somebody
90
arrogant.
seconds.
I'm not talking about somebody talking about everything that they can do. I'm talking about somebody that takes the stage, grabs the mic, and says, look, this is what it's going to be. This is, by the way, this is who I am, and this is what I do. Now let me start doing it. And I'm not talking about a physical stage or a physical mic, but what I'm talking about is when you witness somebody that exudes that confidence
60 seconds.
that most of us wish that we had, you start seeing like, oh my goodness, well, I need to find out where all this is coming from because it's looking good. And you know what? They looking good too. You want to be next to that. It's infectious. Mm-hmm. So it's not always about the physical good looks. It's not always about the face or the body. Sometimes there are other things that present themselves after you get to know somebody that are way more redeeming. I want to thank y'all for coming through. You know, this afternoon thing is working. We might have to see about this. We might have to see about this. You know what I mean? Because
10 seconds.
This is a little rough on. It was a little rough for me today anyway to get here, but I'm glad I did, and I'm glad y'all did too. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do these birthday shout outs. We have some people who were born on this glorious February 19th, and February 20th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box, Tiffany Sampson Cherry, turning 39 years old today. And also Sheena Janelle Davis, turning 40 years old today. And Talia Michelle, turning 49 years old today. And Jacqueline Little, turning 55 years old today. And Deidre Ivory Cash, turning 52 years old today. And Vaithi Mahomo DeRosier, turning 32 years old today. And John the Real Blaze Brown, turning 51 years old today. And Mildred Thomas, turning 54 years old today. Excuse me. And Gabriela Suarez, happy birthday to you. And Tapper to Wife, I don't know that. Tapper to Wife, Annie Reed, happy birthday to you. And Jaron Thompson, sorry. Happy birthday to you. And Calhoun, turning 53 years old today. And Lachelle Green, happy birthday to you. And Tasha Robinson, turning 46 years old today. And last but not least, Rosemary Reed. I want to say happy birthday to all of you and anyone else out there who shares this birthday on this glorious February 20th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead, turn up, but don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out, rock on and do the damn, rock out, rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind, and anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, man, listen, I'm talking about the question of whether you would marry somebody who was ugly. Well, there might be situations where you might. Hopefully, if you do, you're not marrying them because they're ugly or because of everything that they will give you, but when it really all comes down to it, every time you get into a relationship, if it's serious on any level, it is probably for something that the situation is doing for you. That's not to say that people who are good looking can't be in good relationships, good, healthy relationships, but think about your health whenever you start talking about relationships. What are you doing to make sure that you will remain in good physical, mental, and emotional health when you're dealing with somebody? Are you dealing with somebody who as the old head says, does for you? Are you dealing with somebody who is willing to give more than they receive? Not saying that it's wrong to receive, but what I'm saying is for you, are you dealing with somebody who cares about you? Are you dealing with somebody that wants to see you succeed? Are you dealing with somebody that's proud of you? Are you dealing with somebody that's happy to be with you? If you can't get those with an ugly person, you're probably not going to get those with a good-looking person. But neither one of those people are going to do that because they are either good-looking or ugly. So make sure you keep that in mind too. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death, resuscitate you, and love you right back to life. I want to thank all of y'all for coming through. I hope y'all enjoyed listening to the show as much as I enjoyed broadcasting it. We will be back on with the Daily Go Getimism show tomorrow night, 7 p.m. So make sure y'all come through for that. And with that being said, all right, Blog Talk, we're going to get you on up out of here. Thanks for coming on through. Thanks for giving us a share. Okay, and for my Instagrammers, Yo Fi Slammer Jammer, thanks for coming on through and let me exercise my grammar. Peace to all y'all. Okay. And for my YouTubers.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
And for my YouTubers, you know just how we do, but thanks for coming on through. I see y'all on the other side, my boobers. Let's get on that out of here. Hold on. Let's see what we doing here. There you go. Make sure y'all share the show, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button. Peace.